What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about the reasons why I decided that I'm going to move to California um instead of Florida. Now, I'm currently in Kansas. When I joined the military 4 years ago, it's a long story short, but I was supposed to go to Washington, but because I didn't because I volunteered to do a certain program and I didn't pass that program, and because I didn't pass that program, they changed my duty station, which is fucked up. And then, but this is part of the rules. So now I was forced to be stationed in Kansas, um, which I don't like Kansas at all. I don't like Kansas because there's no mountains, there's no beaches. There's really nothing to do over there. It's very depressing, and I didn't realize that now that I'm out the military, now that I have the freedom to move to a different state. I didn't realize how much of a mental toll living in Kansas has taken on me. Never underestimate your environment. Your environment can dictate your mental health. I've already been knowing this, but I didn't realize how much it can really affect you. And not it doesn't have to be like family. It doesn't have to be with like your where you live at. It could be with like a family household you're in. It could be anything. But throughout my whole life, God has really put me in situations that really wasn't healthy for me. So, for example, I was born into a very dysfunctional, chaotic family. I had to join the military to get away from them. Now I'm stationed in Kansas. That Kansas is really depressing, and it's making me really depressive, so and low in energy. So I had to get away from that. So my whole entire life, God has really put me in situations that I had a lot of restrictions and tension throughout my whole life, to where I had to take action to get the fuck away from. I'm the type of person where I didn't know what I want in life. I didn't know what I love, but for some reason, God or the universe, they like placing obstacles into my life for some reason. But it is what it is, though. So never underestimate your environment and the situations you're dealt with. That is part of life. Life likes to make people go through unnecessary amounts of suffering, but your goal is to be aware of that and to get away from that. So I'm moving to California soon, like very soon, because one, California has a lot of mountains. I'm a very um active person, so like I love working out. I love going outside. And California is a perfect way for that because California has beaches. Not just any beaches, but California has beaches that has a lot of waves. I love going onto water that has a lot of waves. Before I was choosing between Florida or California. Originally I was planning on going to Florida because they have a lot of beaches. But when I've done more research, most of their beaches doesn't have as much waves. It doesn't have intense waters like that. I like going on the water, but it has to have a lot of waves. I'm not a surfer or anything, but I prefer going on the beach that has a lot of waves like that. I don't like going on the beach where like it's like the water is like a lake, where it's like clear. There's not clear, but like there's no waves. This is calm waters. I don't like that. I want to be in waters to where there's a lot of waves, there's a lot of movement and stuff like that. Because I love the water. I love going to the beach. I feel free when I'm out in the water. I go in water for like hours. I love going to water since I was a little kid. I love going on beaches and stuff like that. So also, but yeah, but California has one of the most beautiful beaches out there. But also Florida, when I done some research, it has a lot of swamps. It's very humid, and like there could be hurricanes. I'm like, I don't want to deal with all that. I don't want to constantly, because I've been in Georgia. I've been in Georgia before. I was in the military in Fort Benning, and it was very humid. It was like the minute you go out, there's a lot of sweat. There's a lot of like bugs as well. Like I don't know what's it called, but like these bugs, they fly a lot, and they get on your skin. I don't know what to call it, and they just attach themselves to your skin, and I fucking hated that. And like it's since there's a lot of swamps, it's very humid. I'd rather not go there. Versus California, it's year round where it has nice weather. I'm from California, but I wasn't born in like the good parts of California. I was born like in the middle of a fucking desert, you know, like Bakersfield, Palmdale. If you guys are from California, you guys pretty know what I'm talking about. Like Bakersfield, Palmdale, it was like in the middle of a fucking desert. Nothing to do. I didn't have a car. I wasn't making. I wasn't even working because my family never set me up for that, and they never taught me ways on the importance of making money and the importance of working a job. my family were very useless, and they didn't teach me anything useful that I needed to really succeed in life. So I didn't figure all that shit out on my own. The military gave me that blueprint. Fast forward, I'm out the military. I got my own car. I got my own place. I'm making streams of income that I don't have to work, and I'm getting paid for the rest of my life. So I'm good. But so I'm still self teaching myself. I'm basically my own parent. But yeah, but my family, they're fucking useless. The only thing they've done was put a roof over my head and feed me, but they're supposed to fucking do that. Other than that, they're just fucking useless. You know, I don't even have parents. They're fucking divorced, but they're just fucking useless. I don't get into it. But so whenever I go to the beach, I always fall in love with it. I'll be there for hours. I can go there all day. You know, like I love being in nature. You know, I don't like being inside all day. I don't like being I don't like feeling restricted. So California, they have a lot of mountains. They also have a lot of beaches. So it's a mix of everything. Where like you go to the mountains, they also have parts where like there's snow. So you can go like snow skiing or just um what's it called like you go snowboarding. They got so many different parts. You go to the water, you go on hikes, the weather is nice, and like that's what I like about it. You know, it's very vibrant. It is pricey, but I'm in a situation to where with the military as a veteran, like their benefits able to support me to where I can live in California and I could actually live there. I can't live in a house or anything, but I could definitely afford an apartment over in California, so where I don't have to work and you know. But yeah, so I'm thankful for that. I'm very thankful. But the order I'm getting is like, you know, yo, like, cause in Kansas, there's not really anything to do over there. The only so I've been to all the gyms. I've been to the rec center in Kansas State University. I live right by there. I'll go to their gym. I'll go to their rec center to play basketball. I love playing basketball and stuff like that. But it's just fucking depressing, man. Like there's barely any like there's no life out there. It's very depressing. It's flat. There's nothing but like crops. There's no mountains. There's no beaches, man, and there's nothing. So I can't even meet people like that because the only thing they got is bars and clubs. Bars and clubs is very toxic to me because I don't like drinking. I don't drink alcohol like that. So if you're on a lot of bars and clubs, people do nothing but drink and be drunk and act like a fool, and it's very dangerous, you know. So I don't want to subject myself into all this bullshit. So, for instance, if I'm in California, they have a lot of communities, they have a lot of parks to where I could go to and stuff like that. So, you know, I don't want to live in Kansas. No shade to Kansas. This is not for me, honestly. Um, but yeah, so I'm excited to move to the military as a veteran. They do have certain benefits and plans for you to utilize their resources for you to get out of Kansas. Not to out of Kansas, like for you to move out of state. The benefits as a veteran, they'll help support you. Like they'll pay. I'm not sure how the process goes. It's a lot of fucking paperwork. It's a lot of steps. I'd rather not fucking do, but I have to do it in order for me to move. But I'm kind of impatient because one, I want to get out of Kansas so bad, but two, because I don't have family support, I can't go to them after the military. I can't run into their arms. I can't go to their house like that because they're fucking useless, and I cut all them off. Um, so my plan was to, okay, just after the military, buy an apartment, put all of my stuff in that apartment, buy furniture to get settled in, and throw away all the stuff I don't need, just so I can have a roof over my head, just so that I could like go to school. So the military VA benefits can pay me while I'm going to school, and while I'm booking appointments, waiting for my benefits to come in, and then once I start making income, then I save up, and then I utilize the all the paperwork and the benefits that the military offers once you want to move out of state and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. It's pretty much I'm already good. I'm already set. The only thing I need to do is just save a little bit more money and to get started on the paperwork process. That's the only thing I need to do, really. But it's gonna be such a hassle because I'm tired. I'm burnt out because I came back from going overseas for 6 months, coming back here. There's the stress of like transitioning out, going to all these appointments, making sure like I'm booking the appointments for my medical so I get my VA disability rating so I can get paid the higher my percentages. Just booking so many appointments, so many classes I had to go to, so many briefs that were mandatory, a lot of mandatory classes. I had to do this and that, applying for jobs, applying for a school. So once I get enrolled into school, I get paid while going to school because the military offers to pay you while you're going to school and stuff like that. So I had to get all that settled in, and thank God I was able to find an apartment that I'm able to afford. I'm able to buy furniture to get settled in. I'm already enrolled into school, so now I'm getting paid to go to school. My VA disability compensation came in, so now I'm getting paid from that as well. So I'm not only I'm getting paid for going to school currently, but because of my VA disability rating, it's high enough to where it could help support me where I don't have to work. So that's two streams of income. And I decide that I am gonna work a retail job only temporarily, just so I can save up money. I mean, all that money I'm gonna use, I'm gonna save that into my savings account, and I'm gonna use that so once I decide to leave soon to move to California, I'm gonna use my savings for for driving, for like gas money and the stuff I need to buy, or to help like take care of myself while I'm on a huge ass road trip because it's 25 hours away driving. But yeah, but me, I'm excited to go to California. I'm definitely gonna go out a lot. I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna go out to the mountains. I'm gonna go to the parks. I'm gonna go and do my hobbies out there. I'm excited. I want to go to Venice Beach. I want to go to San Diego. I want to go to different beaches, different parks they got over there, amusement parks, stuff like that. That's who I am as a person. I love going out. I love having fun. But in Kansas, it is affordable to live in Kansas. They got good housing over there, but it's just depressing because at the end of the day, there's nothing to do over there. Then I'm not gonna stay there. I don't really like it. It's putting my energy down. It's kind of hard, so I just force myself to go out because there's nothing to do, but to go to the gym, and that's it. That's literally what at least for me, that's what it is. Go to the gym, and go to the rec center and play basketball, and that's really it. But I'm not. Yes, I do those things, but I'm very like I like to explore, like I like to expand. So like I want to go out, like I want to switch things up. I hate living in a certain routine. So I want to put myself out there, go to the mountains. I want to go hiking. I want to see out there in nature. I want to explore. I want to go to the waters and stuff like that. I want to meet new people through my hobbies, through parks and communities. I don't want people to meet people through bars and clubs. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So, but yeah, so that's what I want to do. So that's one reason why I want to move to California. It was kind of hard for me to choose between Florida or California. Originally, I had my eyes set on Florida, but I decided no, I'm living in California because there's a lot of reasons. Because with the VA benefits from the military as a veteran, when you depending on where you live at, they'll pay you money for you, so you can go to school and so you can support yourself while going to school. So for example, me, I'm in Kansas, right? Because I go to school, I get paid 13.48 a month just by going to school, right? But because I'm in Kansas, I'm only getting paid that much. But if I were to live in New York or California, then I get paid like 4 to 5K a month because the housing is so expensive. So that's how the school benefits for the VA benefits for the military for as a veteran. That's how they go about it. So I figured, okay, I think California is like I think 4,000, 5,000 a month. I think if you do go to school. So I'm planning on moving to California. Yes, it's pricey. The average apartment is like 2,000 to 3,000 for a 1 bedroom to 2 bedroom. But if I were to move to California, let's say I have an apartment for like 2,000 a month at the lowest, for 2 bedroom, and I'm going to school. If I'm getting paid 4 to 5,000 a month, and on top of my VA disability rating, I'm getting paid like 1K a month from that. Pretty much, I'm pretty much getting paid the same as I'm living in California compared to Kansas, except I'm getting paid $1,000 more because of how much they pay you while going to school. So you know what I'm saying. So I figured that's also a good option financially as well too. But yeah, there's a lot more parts to do with California. It's very vibrant, nice weather, a lot of things to do over there. And yeah, but never underestimate where your environment, because your environment can dictate your mental health. Because if you're the type of person, for example, like you like to go out, you like to explore, you like to have fun, you like nature, but if you're living in an environment or in a certain city or state that doesn't have certain mountains, certain stuff you need for nature, yeah, it's gonna cause you to put your energy down, and which is not healthy for you. It's not. So I really recommend, and I get it. Like some people in their financial situation, they can't afford to move or get out of their situation, which sucks. This is why I hate this fucking society so much with a passion. But what I'm saying is that if you are able to afford it, I really recommend moving out as soon as possible, or plan ahead, because it does affect your mental health to a huge extent. Um, but yeah, but yeah, that's one reason why I'm going to California. It should be interesting too. One of the reasons why I didn't want to consider California is because I came from a very dysfunctional family to where I had to cut them off. Um, they're from California and they're still in California. But when I'm moving to California, I'm not gonna move close to them. I'm like they live like in a desert area. I'm talking about I'm moving to like San Diego, um, Santa Clarita, just bigger areas like that. Santa Barbara, that's like 2 to 5 hours. That's like 5 hours away from my family. I'd rather not live at the same state as them. I really don't, but at the end of the day, California is the best option for me when it comes to outdoors and stuff like that. And I need to um, be outside. I need to like, because me, I don't know, this is how I am. I just need to go outside. I need to get fresh air. I need to explore. I need to expand. I can't, if I'm stuck at a certain states that's very restricted, that's not going to work well for me. This is not, that's who I am as a person. Um, but yeah, unfortunately, I also have, I think a lot of, so all my exes that I've dated, there are also in California too. So that's kind of pretty interesting. So it's like a love and hate relationship where I love California, but I hate the fact that I have a lot of enemies back in California. I want to say enemies. That's kind of dramatic, but I have a lot of people that I don't really fucking like in California. But like I said, I'm living in different parts of them. I'm not gonna see them. I don't have to see them. I don't have to deal with them. But if I do, we just fucking ignore them, and they give me problems, and I'll let the police handle it. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much what it is. Um, but yeah, California is cool. I think California is also amazing too, because there's a lot of history in California. There's a lot of like, when it comes to sports, there's a lot of like entertainment. When it comes to sports, there's a lot of famous people. There's a lot of like this. There's a lot of fame. There's a lot of like a lot of entertainment in California, which is cool. So if you're the type of person where like if you want to be in the public eye, or like if you want to showcase your talents and gifts, I feel like California is one of the states that it is fun to do that. You can do that. There's opportunities for that. So, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of opportunities for you to put yourself out there. So not only that, but California, it's like right next to, I'm talking about Southern California, but I think in Northern California, I think that's where like San Francisco is at, the Bay Area. I've never been to San Francisco or the Bay Area, but I think it'd be pretty cool to experience that. I've never gone to San Francisco before, but I'll definitely visit there and go to the beach over there. It's more colder over there, and like I think their waters are more like hectic and intense, but I think that's pretty cool. Not the cold weather, but I definitely visit there like with summer, or it's hot over there, and then yeah, I definitely want to experience the beach and stuff like that. But I'm gonna drive through the Golden Gate Bridge and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely excited. And not only that, but like I think I was born and raised in California, so like no, I didn't live in San Diego or other bigger parts of California, but I've definitely visited parts of California, like in San Diego. I went to the beach before, like multiple times, and it was very cool. It was fun. I played sports in California growing up. So, I played a lot of basketball. I had to travel from like different cities to play basketball. Like I had to go to San Diego. I had to go to Anaheim to play basketball, like in tournaments and stuff like that. So that's pretty interesting, and it's fun, So there's a lot of sports over there. There's a lot of activities to do over there, So I definitely want to go back to my roots and explore California, but explore the the funner, greater parts of California, So I'm definitely excited for that. And it's not humid. The weather is nice. It is pricey, but like I said, like I'm able to afford it. So that's all I gotta say. Have a good one. Peace.